This is, I think it is this project, the Izmir Sea project, not the Sea Park. It is mistakenly written as a Sea Park. Izmir Sea project is an longest running urban design experiment in or an ambitious saying that in Turkey, because it's a 10-year project, an urban design experiment, which is very long run. And within that project, I am involved as an urban designer as well. So let's see about the positioning of Izmir. Here you see the location here. Izmir is an very old city with history and culture. It is an port city in the Eastern Mediterranean, as you see in the Mediterranean basin here. And it is a city, as you see on the right-hand side. The shape of the city is like an amphitheater, and an amphitheater shape looking towards as a stage. In our case, the stage is the Gulf itself. Therefore, the interaction between the sea and the population, here you see is a big population here in Izmir. It is 4.5 million inhabitants live in the city. It is the high density area which is surrounded by the Izmir Bay. You see the dot density map of the city, the red ones showing the households and the blue ones showing the workplaces here. Then, as you see, the Izmir Bay as a stage or as a source of city's life is surrounded by a very high density population of Izmirians. Then Izmir Deniz project or Izmir Sea project appeared to increase the quality of life of citizens. And the idea of the project originates from strengthening the Izmir's or Izmirians' relationship with the sea. One other thing is important here, the process which we are followed during the 10 years, which is very important. It is an approach based on the local ability to organize the place with the voluntary participation of the local designers, you see from the pictures. And it is opposed to top-down interventions from the outside. So it is a very creative co-ideation and co-design practices in the long run. You see the planning zones here. It's a 40-kilometer central waterfront area designed by those voluntary local designer groups. And the area is divided into 4 zones. Here you see from the map. Plus, there's an additional region here, region 5 or the zone 5. This is symbolize the cities, Izmir Bay as a city stage and the waterfront area itself. And you will see some of the strategies, a relationship between the sea and the seaside, and some of the incentives towards approaching to the seaside here. And some of the principles here you see. The most important thing is to revitalization of the Izmir Bay with events, sports, festivals, and the like, and create a nice and big pedestrian promenade area alongside with the central coastline, and creating an active urban space for the residents, plus uninterrupted bicycle roads throughout the central waterfront area, and a tram line is a kind of let's say the green tram line towards the central waterfront area, and the housing areas. You will see the facade renovation and improvement works on that. This is the coastline, as I mentioned to you, from the different parts, and there are some implementation you see here with different stages. This is the region 1, the north of Izmir, which is fully a residential area with a good access to the seaside. And this is the waterfront terraces you see, is an award-winning application here, a bridge, combining the river and the seaside together. These are another examples here from the zone 1. Okay, I'm skipping this. This one is important because the waterfront reclamation here, because of the areas here below the sea level, then therefore there's a cloudburst event occurring, and then there's a sea float. Then this project is made because of that. So the region 2 is at the very end of the inner bay, and it's very close to the central business district area. Here you see some images from there. The region 3, the zone 3, is at the heart of the city, which is very crowded and lively place for the Izmirians. There are some of the examples. You see the uninterrupted bicycle road here. And region 4, another residential area, which is opposed to the zone 1, fully residential. There's, a new square you see reclaimed from the highway here, and you see the tram line added to the design afterwards. And one of the interesting, a local contribution to that project is that creating the urban furniture as well. This urban furniture is not a ready-made object, designed by the office, conducted all of these things and created by the design office in the metropolitan municipality. And of course, there are some green infrastructure strategies you see here. For example, the porous pavements and some other decisions. Here you see shading. And of course, using the local plants in the landscape strategies here. Water system. Energy saving principles on the coastline. And rehabilitation or the facade improvement of the facades surrounding the coastline. It's a design guide for facade improvement here, you see. And when I'm coming to end, the project has a great success within the 10 years period. A huge work was operated by Izmir Metropolitan Municipality's Urban Design Department, together with local designers, urban designers, architects, landscape architects, and city planners. And lastly, I would like to say the way forward from this position, because I told you about the story of the last 10 years, but for the next 10 years, Izmir Metropolitan Municipality decided to create a new strategic documents for the sustainable development of the city. One is the Izmir Green City Action Plan. The other one is Izmir Sustainable Energy and Low Climate Adaptation Plan. The one other is Izmir Green Infrastructure Strategy. And the Metropolitan Municipality's vision was aligned to United Nations 17 SDGs. And plus, Metropolitan Municipality added some axis to that alignment, and nature as an important axis in the strategic plan. Then a green infrastructure can accept it as an official strategy of the municipality. And the story started with the Izmir Bay and the surrounding central coastline, but now it's a multi-layered and multi-scalar framework for renaturing urban plans. I told you about the first zone and the story of the Izmir Sea project, but the story goes on to other zones. The zone to the high density urban built environment zone, and the peri-urban area to river basins. I will tell you one of examples about the extension of the Izmir Sea to inland areas. This is the river corridor. You see the Izmir Bay here and the Izmir Sea project around the coastline. And the strategy at the moment is to create a river corridors, the ecological corridors throughout the city. This is one of the examples. And this example is important for us, for the Izmiris, because it's the river area. You see, start from the Izmir seaport to Izmir International Airport, a 20-kilometer long area. And it covers an expo area at the moment. The horticultural expo will be hosted in that river corridor, and it will be the biggest green transformation project of the city. And İzmir Deniz project previously, 10 years ago, was started with the cultural workshop in the city. After 10 years, there will be another, there was another cultural summit. This time the UCLG Culture Summit was in Izmir. And the central theme of the culture summit was the circular culture. It means that the city wants to further develop their vision to do circularity, but this circularity were backed from the city's rich history and culture. Therefore, the term circular culture was born. It is based on the biogeography and the historical geography of the city. Thank you very much.